The contents of this interview, or from Awake and Empowered Expo LLC from Ethan Fox and Flower of Life Center for Human Evolution, is for informational purposes only and does not necessarily reflect the viewpoints held by these organizations or individuals. Always consult with your doctor or health professional before making any changes to your diet, lifestyle, or prescription drug use. Please understand that you assume all responsibility and risk for the use or misuse of this information.
We are ready to begin.
Who are we speaking with?
Thomas, today.
Hello, Thomas. Would you like to give a general message for the audience today?
Yes, we are pleased. And we offer our energy and love, as there are many who have gathered in this space, in order to raise a congruent energy, one in which there is a frequency of love. As all are accepting of that frequency, we are very pleased. We want to start today talking about the emotional body, and we wish for everyone to focus their attention in this area for this dissertation, because there are many in this energetic space who are in need of this information in this time, and we will begin in a moment as we access a variety of other beings of consciousness that are ready to step in. Okay, I get Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel steps in to begin this dissertation and is very pleased on behalf of this consciousness. Archangel Gabriel is bringing forward a message for everyone in this room, and that is that the emotional body is the focal point for your manifestation. As you begin the process of understanding how this emotional body is congruently joined with your energy field, we ask that all of you are paying close attention to how you are beginning to access your frequency through the emotional body. As souls who have come into this space in this incarnate time, we ask you to focus your attentions also on the ability to begin to understand your manifestation process through your soul's capacity to connect through other beings. Many on this planetary space are coming into alignment with the understanding that there are soulmates that they are attracted to. These soulmates have gotten quite a different definition than what we would say is one in alignment with where we stand as your teachers, masters, and helpers and guides. Soulmates are congruent energies to your soul that are here to assist in your congruent assignment as a one consciousness. Let us break this down into your individual physical worlds for a moment. As you have assembled a collective group of beings around you, each one of these beings is connected to your soul for great purpose. It is not just the frequency of love or the relationship connection between two souls that defines it as a soulmate. The soulmate, in essence, is the multidimensional mirror you hold to the aspect of self that you have brought into this incarnation for a purpose. That purpose is one that is held within your plan or within your assignment. Now, let us give an example. Many of you have come here in order to bring the light and hold the light for the space by which the human consciousness is being reconnected as one. All of you are holding that space and holding that light in your own creative, energetic force. You each come with the ability or the choice to center to a source energy, which is your field of consciousness or your connection to Mother Earth Gaia. Through that connection, you are always creating. You are always creating through your energy the manifestations in your outer world. So some may be questioning, if my manifestation is what is connecting me with these soulmates, what have I done wrong to have attracted a soulmate that has been a partner that has not been within my best interest? And we want to take a minute to explain this to you. There is not anything that light workers in this time are doing wrong. It is only that the access to information has been blocked from you in order to correctly use the gifts that have been given to you in order to manifest through your soul's highest intention. Now, what we speak of when we speak of blockages within that field are the things that are affecting your emotional body or bringing it to a vibratory stance that is low in frequency. There are many programs or systems upon your planet by which a lower vibrational consciousness places your emotional body in disharmony. we ask you to focus your attention now on some of those societal programs. We would give you an example of your media, for example, as one of these programs. Many of you tune into this programming as if it is for your highest good, as if it is for your highest intention. But what we ask you to realize is that it goes beyond the words and the announcers that are in that programmed announcement. It is an energy within the announcement itself that affects the emotional body. So if you are tuning into this programming, and this programming is showing you that there is an essence of your society that you should hold in a state of fear or hold in a state of sadness, that is lowering your frequency on a daily basis. Outside of this media we speak of, there are many other programs, such as your religious institutions, we would say. Many of the teachings that goes on within your public institutions of learning. We would also say in the way that society has, as a whole, has been programmed to raise the frequency of children on your planet is adjusting the emotional body. Think of it as turning the dial down. And as that dial is turned down, that lower frequency is conducive to a consciousness that is creating through your energy body. But most important, this is how you are manifesting your outer world, not only as a singular being, but as a connection to one consciousness. Now, we have spoken many times about how there is a disassembly of the one consciousness upon your planetary being, and you have come into a space of singular nature. That is true. And everything that you are manifesting within your singular environment is a part of that energy. But regardless of how that one consciousness has been healed, you are always interacting as a part of another. And let us give you an example of this. The heart chakra resonant energy holds with it a frequency in which there is a connective force that goes beyond your own intention. This is because the human structure was designed in this way. So you are always interacting with another through the heart chakra and balancing that frequency to another. So if you are tuning in, let's say, to a lower vibrational means, such as your planetary media that is announcing to you many lower frequency announcements that are held in the emotional body, and you are connecting with another in your environment through the heart chakra, that frequency is always going to be affecting another to varying degrees, we would say, based on the rate of speed or consciousness that you hold. Now, as you have attracted these souls within your physical world, the frequency that you hold has been the catalyst by which they have been attracted. So, let us go back to the example of the relationship that you have attracted that feels as if you did something wrong. In essence, what we want Lightworkers to know is that they can release or relieve the resistance associated with that understanding. First and foremost, anytime you put yourself in a position of blame over a situation that has been manifested within your life, you are only lowering your emotional frequency again. That essence of that idea that you have done something wrong in your physical world is lowering your emotional vibrational frequency in order to manifest more of the same. We are wishing for Lightworkers to let go of the idea that what they have manifested has been their fault and focus on the collective reason as to why the things you have manifested are coming into your physical reality. It is more attributed to the vibrational state of your planet than it is to the vibrational state of who you are and who you can become in this incarnate body. Every single day, Lightworkers such as yourself are bombarded with lower vibrational frequencies that they may choose to accept, timelines of fear that they may choose to accept. And all of these fear-based realities as you choose to accept them, become manifested within your own world. Let us give you an example. And it is all working congruently, we want to say. There are many wars upon your planet, yes? And these wars are a manifestation of your human consciousness. But it becomes a very vicious cycle, my friends, because the very fear and the dominant vibration that the human consciousness holds upon this planet that created the war is also using that information of the event to continue to fuel its expansion. Meaning, if you are watching the reports of what is going on in this war, if you are continuously looking at photographs of what is happening within this war, the frequency of your emotional body lowers to that equated state. And in that equated state, you manifest the war right into your physical reality as well. You are always a part of the whole, you see, in this way. So, where is the war that you have manifested within your physical world? Is it showing up for you in a relationship? Is it showing up for you in family? Is it showing up for you in the workplace? Is it showing up for you in the neighborhood? Know that you must disconnect your emotional body from the frequency associated with the war that has been created in society in order to raise the frequency around the physical things you have manifested in your world. As light workers, you came to heal yourselves first in order to heal the planet. And this is what we most want you to know. Can you change that war, that consciousness of war on the planet? Yes, you can. You can change it by bringing the highest frequency possible to the war within your physical world. Now, many of you may feel as if that does not seem fair. Well, yes, I manifested this physical relationship that is causing me harm, and this person did me wrong, this person hurt me, and it's causing much chaos in my life. Why should I bring the higher frequency to this interaction? I would say you must. And that higher frequency, does that mean that you are accepting of that energy that has been given to you through that soul tie? I would say no. You must serve yourself through the highest frequency first, and then bring that highest frequency to that interaction. That may mean that the interaction has to be severed. It may mean that there has to be forgiveness within the field of energy or connection of those two souls. It may also mean, my friends, that you must bring the healing light to the communication that occurs between the two of these souls. Regardless of what that higher frequency looks like, it is your only connection to service in this time to heal those wars. We know that light workers often feel they are here to serve, and that service must look a certain way. They must be a healer of energy, or they must connect with others in some way intuitively through messages, or they must be able to address the physical body in some. And we would say these are all beautiful assignments that you came here to achieve. But if you're missing the physical world as your first direct link to service, then you are not accepting of the light worker status that you are here to live up to. Because in essence, those energies must be raised and cleared before you can begin to step into your work as one that is transitioning the human consciousness to the light. And that is why we speak of manifestation today, because we want you to realize that this is the way in which you can see the balance and the harmony beginning to come into your planetary space. It's through your own outer environment, reflecting that harmony and peace. So when we speak of the souls that you have manifested, they have been manifested based on a dominant frequency that you hold through your emotional body. That emotional body has been in a state of fear, a state of anger, a state of hopelessness. You are attracting the parts of your souls that you came here to heal in your physical world in order to heal the rest of it. That must be taken on first. And that is why Thomas now steps in and wants to align what's going on planetarily with what's going on in your physical world and the deep meaning behind this. Because we have mentioned that you are a multidimensional soul. You are not only expressing energy on this timeline or in this frequency. Your soul is expressing itself in many multidimensional aspects of self, past, present, and future, we would say. And as you have connected to this new frequency brought in by the solar alignment, your higher self has raised the bar, in essence, meaning it has now allowed you to access the energies of these relationships in a new way. They are coming under the microscope for great purpose, because now is the time to clear them. In this integrative space we speak of, which is right now on your planetary being, Mother Earth Gaia is waiting for human beings who are connected to her energy to bring the higher frequency into their own space. As you begin to do that, what you will see in your own physical world is the resolving of these relationships, whether they be karmic or otherwise. The harmonious connection of new relationships that are higher serving through the collective and through your soul. A higher frequency of communication between souls, meaning we are now accessing that heart chakra and understanding that it's more than the spoken words. It's the telepathic exchange of energies that we assimilate to as a collective, even if that collective is only two beings. We have spoken much in previous messages about the encapsulation of the human as one. You're always doing this with another through your auric field as they are merging together. And the auric field holds within it the dominant frequency that should be adjusted to. Know that you have the ability to bring that now into every one of these situations and heal it. Many of you may be wondering, how do I bring this energy of healing? Well, it's not as if you have to use the energy body to do the healing. We would say make it simple, my friends. And for human beings, simple is very physical, is it not? It is communication. It can be writing. It can be a phone call. It can be a lunch meeting. It can be a simple word of forgiveness. It can be a simple gesture of love. Any of these physical means that resolve this energy is what is beneficial to you. Now, you're already holding the new frequency by which to manifest the harmonious energies which are true to who you are. So once these karmic relationships or soul ties or soulmates are cleared and resolved, and when we say clearing, we want you to know that it doesn't mean that these relationships have to fall away, and it's just that they have to change in nature. In fact, we would say they were very third dimensional in nature, and that is why they are coming to a head at this very moment. They must now come into a new space of energy that is standing above the third dimensional aspects of that reality. And as you begin to do this, you become the healer for not only yourself, but for the planet. The emotional body is always manifesting for you the highest degree to which the frequency of your energy body holds. So if you are to pay close attention to that emotional frequency, you will always know that that which is coming to connect to you is for your highest good. And if it is for your highest good, it is for the highest good of the collective. So as we transition into a new alignment that is coming, we ask you to look at the physical world that you hold and see where you can assist that frequency shift upon your planet. Many human beings are looking to outer dimensions and outer beings to assist in this time and bring in the frequency. And we would say that there are many who are assisting to raise the frequencies, but as human beings that are connected to a living, breathing being itself, you are best positioned to heal this planet. And it is far easier than you think, for many are using the mental body to look at water bodies and look at structures and look at wars and look at diseases and think, how will we third dimensionally fix these dilemmas? You don't have to, my friends. All you have to do is bring the higher frequency to your own congruent energy within your own physical world. And when you do that, you become those that assist this new alignment. And as we are stepping into a more collective energy, we are very pleased that you have been willing to do this.
We have some questions from the audience. It's difficult for some to connect to spirit guides. What would you suggest?
Yes, and we are very pleased to bring in Mary Magdalene to answer this message. She is very pleased. What many need to understand in this time is that there is a congruent energy that is facilitating this communication, meaning you are very assisted in this time in order to reach this goal that you so wish to attain in your physical world. The problem that many have, and the brick wall we would say that many run into, is their own mental body creating that wall. In essence, as you have been physical and have forgotten your non-physical selves, you have lost that connection of spiritual assistance to the communication that you desire. As unique as your soul is in this world, is as unique as the communication that you receive will be. It is a beautiful aspect of who you are, and it is tied to the essence of yourself. So as you desire this communication, and many are looking to outer means to teach and assist them in this time, the advice would be to look inner, because the only one that holds the genetic code or the predisposition to how you will receive is yourself. And allowing that essence to reach into the universe is the key. So what we are saying here is, first, find the essence of who you are through joy. Because as the message of frequency has been brought forward today, you must understand that it is an integral part of connecting to the communication that you desire. You must hold the match to that teacher, guide, or ascended master that you wish to communicate with. Now, when we say match, we're not saying that you are meant to be enlightened to this place of higher dimension. We are saying that the frequency that you hold within this density must be raised to the point where you are clearing the programming and you are remembering that the ability is all within. We will make it simple and say that a connection to Source, Christ, the consciousness, the mighty I am, the symbol of light within, is that ability to reach outer. And that many of you have been receiving this communication, that because the programming within your society is so strong within your field, that you are not accepting of that communication as outer. The first point within this discussion needs to be your own intentional belief in the acceptance of the energies that you receive. As there has been a recent planetary adjustment, many have been receiving new energies within their sleeping hours, and we wish for Lightworkers to pay very close attention to the dream states that you are accessing and the energies that you are bringing in through the sleeping consciousness, because in essence you can carry that outside of that state, and it is all within your breath, it is all within your rhythm in order to do this. Many in this communication that we are speaking to have a common thread, connective space with nature. So we are advising those listening to this message to pay close attention to nature, whether that be an animal that comes into your awareness, or a plant or a flower or a symbol that you receive. Accessing time within nature and connecting with nature is another way for Lightworkers to especially engage this type of telepathic communication, because nature holds the vibratory frequency within your Mother Earth Gaia space. And as you access that, you are able to ascend outside of this dimensional reality you stand within. And in essence, that is the key. But paying close attention also, we would say, to the message that has been brought forward of your emotional stance, because the emotional stance is also a congruent part of how you connect with communication, meaning the frequency of that emotion must be equally balanced to that of the communication that you wish to bring in.
How do we more easily move through an empty nest experience?
Mary again is pleased. There are many who are assimilating this transition on your planetary space, and we must, in fact, go into a discussion of the children on your planet and who they are and why they have come here in this time. And as you have connected to souls as children and connective families, we ask you to realize that there is no mistake that your soul has chosen this connection in this time. It is because there is a congruent energy that either you are meant to evolve to, or that child is meant to evolve through you. That energetic connection is always a force of nature that is unbroken regardless of distance. So, those of you who are Lightworkers should be very aware that the souls that you have attracted as family members and children have a very strong capacity to telepathically interchange energies, creation, and love frequency. So as you are experiencing this transition, we ask you to stay in that energy with that child, because as we have said earlier, children who are coming onto this planet have a great mission. They are coming into an energy in which there is a transitional state that they are meant to bridge. They have been given the tools and the universal information through their outer connection to assist this transition, and it is very important that they step into that with very supportive and loving energies around them. Now, those who are left behind, the parents who are feeling the emptiness of the children who have left the home, are now stepping into a new opportunity, and this is what it needs to be looked at as. It is a new opportunity for you to access the assignment that you came here to achieve in this lifetime. Where many have been focused in three-dimensional ways on family and children, there is a new space opening for you now in order to connect with your own soul. And in order to allow you to reconnect and remember the reason that you came here. Many who are parents in this time had a great purpose in raising the children and the souls that came to them, because they are now leading the way and bringing the light into the coming fifth dimensional energy. This was a very large responsibility. It was one that was accepted with open arms. But understand that you now step into a new timeline that you are able to bring joy back into your reality. You are able to access that joy through the emotional body and manifest a new aspect of your reality. Many souls who are parents have a variety of concerns or fears over the children who have either left this planet or left the home. And we would, again, divert your attention to the emotional body and understand that there is safety in the frequency of independence as long as that frequency is always supported and maintained through the structure of the telepathic nature you hold with that child. And every soul came here with a mission or a purpose, and that mission or that purpose is tied to the emotional body's manifestation. So if you're paying very close attention to that emotional body within your field, you will begin to manifest the new timeline and the new expression of who you are in this world through your energy body.
As a single parent of adult children who are struggling, how do you know how much to help them financially, when to stop, and how do you deal with the guilt that you feel about raising them in a dysfunctional family?
Yes, Thomas steps in to answer this question, and he wants to address the financial system upon your planet first and foremost, because in essence, what we ask Lightworkers to understand in this time is that the financial system in itself is a lower vibrational construct of your physical manifestation. And as there is a shift and change upon your planet, that financial means is going to have to change to one that is more higher in nature in terms of its vibratory state. In saying that, we realize it is an essential part of your physical world and the way in which you feel you must live in this societal structure. And there is a bridge, of course, that will be walked between how the financial system looks now and how it will look within the fifth dimensional fabric. In saying that, there is an emotion that is tied to this frequency or this energy of finance. We say that the guilt that you hold regarding this frequency is in essence a program that has been placed within your energy body that is creating resistance. In the message previously, we spoke of the children and the telepathic connection you have with their soul. So instead of looking to the lower vibrational, third dimensional form of finance as a means for fulfilling or shifting that vibrational stance, we would ask you to focus on the energy of the emotional body and how that connective space to the heart chakra is being held with that child. The guilt in itself, or the emotion itself that is tied to the finances between the two of you, are creating a resistant energy to abundance. And we would say that abundance is where you wish to have your energy field focused. Are you able to control the journey or the path of another soul on this planet? We would say no, because each soul comes with its own set of requirements, its own genetic code, and its own plan to fulfill. So in saying that you have created an energy or an environment, is that energy or environment affecting that soul? We would say it is only affecting that soul to the ability by which it came to connect to that energy to serve it. So let us put this simply for you. The reason that these souls have been attracted to this situation is because it is something within their energy body to resolve and rise above and use within their assignment or work in this planetary being. Every soul has a free will choice to accept suffering within that mission or to rise above the frequency and accept the higher aspect of how it can be resolved. That is not up to you in this circumstance. The only free will choice that you have is to make decisions that are aligned with your highest good and aligned with the frequency of love. We do not equate in this time finances or money to the frequency of love. What we would say is the abundance comes to the energetic that you hold when you allow the emotional body to come into a space of love and joy in every scenario, even with the connection to the children that are within that energy, because we would call that a one consciousness. And as that one consciousness begins to release the resistance around this energy, that is when the abundance can be manifested. And the abundance can only be manifested through the soul in its own frequency stance. So the only thing that you are responsible for in this scenario is maintaining your highest frequency for service to self, which improves the frequency around the entire collective in order for them to raise and adjust to the new balance and harmony that you wish to achieve in that space. And when that balance and harmony is achieved, the abundance flows in a very harmonious way as well. It must match the frequency.
How does one release the need to be right?
Yes, we are pleased to answer this question. There is an energy that has been programmed into your systems on this planetary energy body. It is a lower vibrational consciousness that has been accessing this field of potential for you. And this field of potential we speak of is one in which there is no right or wrong. Universal energies hold a degree of dark and light. It is the yin and yang. It is the right and wrong. It must all be a part of a universal collective energy. But what is going on is that energy is always being balanced to your frequency in order to neutralize it. So if you are holding on to being right, and that right does not come, who are you harming in this decision? As you express that energy, any expression of creative energy is always expanding the universal collective. And the dark is becoming light, the light is becoming dark, it is becoming neutral. But when you hold on to the wish to be right and the right does not come, this is an energy that you attach an emotion to. Yes? We always wish for light workers, as this is a consistent theme in this room and in this message, to pay a close attention to the emotion that you attach to energetics. Because in being right, the emotions that are associated with the energy of that frequency are lower, dominant frequencies. So you are only harming yourself in holding that idea. We also want to say that human beings in this time have been very predisposed or taught to use the mental body or put the mental body in a position of being first in line in all activity. And that was never meant to be the case. You were given the mental body by which to construct energy into creative ideas. The creation or the frequency that you hold is what manifests for you the energies by which the mental body makes into congruent energy, if you are to understand our definition here. So in other words, we're always feeling into each scenario first with our emotional body, and then using the mental body by which to create the way. So in this scenario in particular, the mental body is leading the charge, is it not? And you are creating the emotion by which the frequency is holding a resistant energy to manifesting what you need in order to move forward with peace and harmony and love. So our answer to this question would be the only person you are harming is yourself. And pay close attention to the emotions that come up around that idea of being right. And if you must place an interrupter within the mental body to break that cycle, pay close attention to how you can begin to raise your frequency by breaking that cycle in the mental body and allowing the mental body to fall into the space it was always meant to be, which is not the leader, but the follower.
It's so easy to fall back into old patterns and habits because while they're unhealthy, there is comfort and familiarity. Is there something we can do to keep ourselves from falling back into those unconscious patterns?
We would say that you never fall back into an unconscious pattern. We would say the pattern never left to begin with, and that is why the energy is still holding true to your field. So many human beings, let us say, are challenged with a decision, and they make the wrong decision. And they are presented with that decision again, and they make the wrong decision again. And there is a predisposed idea on your planet that many people are not learning their lessons, and the lessons are not being assimilated. And we would say that, in fact, is not true. We would say that there is a resistant energy that is preventing you from accessing the information you need in order to move forward with clearing what is going on in your physical world. So, if you find yourself making the same decision over and over again, and it is wrong, what we would ask you to realize is that you must bring a very close microscope to that decision, because it is, in essence, an energetic cord that you are attached to that is holding you in an unhealthy and imbalanced pattern. So in order to clear this, we would say there are a variety of different means and ways, and there are, of course, very talented and beautiful practitioners who are assisting people in this time with clearing resistant energies. But we would like to go through an activation or a procedure through this communication in order to resolve these resistant energies. And it is a practice that you can use over and over again. So I get Jeremiah for this, and then Jeremiah is asking everyone to sit very straight and uncross the legs. He's saying palms go up. Okay, and we are starting this practice for you. Many who have identified a resistant pattern within their energy field are holding a multidimensional aspect of their self that they are here to evolve past in this current incarnation. In particular, we would ask you now, as you are listening to this practice, to bring yourself into a rhythmic breathing pattern. That rhythmic breathing pattern is through the nose, out the mouth. And as you are doing this, you are going to feel your energy body reaching out wide into the room. We're asking that everyone reach their auric field and energies out wide into the room. We are connecting as a one consciousness now. And as your auric field is doing this, we're going to ask everyone to pay very close attention to their mind's eye. And we know that some of you are not feeling as if you are capable of visioning within the mind's eye, but it is a very critical part of your current integration process, and something that we are wishing all light workers to begin to use to their advantage in their healing. You are all self-healers through the inner eye. You're all self-healers through connective communication. And as you bring in this light through the pineal, we're asking you to continue to breathe. There's a part of your energy body within the chakra fields where you are going to now begin to feel a block. And that block is going to be very clear to you in a specific area of the physical body. I'm asking everyone to identify that block now, but to not be in fear that there is a block there, because in essence it is all energy and can be relieved and cleared. Now, through the mind's eye, we ask you to focus your attention on that part of the physical body. It should be very close to an energy center. And if you wish, if you are familiar with the chakra fields, you can move into that space of that chakra center where that block was located. If the block was not located next to a chakra field, that is okay. You can't get this wrong. It is all right. As you are focusing in that area, there is one singular part of your physical world that is going to come into the mind's eye at this very moment. It's maybe a person, a place, or a thing. Do not judge. It is all okay. It is whatever comes into the mind's eye first. We ask you to pay close attention to what that symbol was. Some of you may realize exactly what that is within your physical world that is coming up. Some of you may get a symbol of something that is interesting to note. We ask some of you to understand that these are past life images that are connected to you now. The energy would be congruent, though, from that past life to the current reality. What we are going to do now is we're going to work on clearing that vibration. So as some of you have been making this very difficult about making the wrong decision or making the wrong choice over and over, we are equating that choice or that decision now to an energetic cord that is attached to your physical body and is blocking an energy field. So it becomes very simple. You're calling in all of your guides, teachers, and masters into the room now to assist, and they are very pleased. Bring that image back into the mind's eye. And we ask that through the mind's eye, in your own individual way, you bring that image to peace. So if it is a person, if it is a situation, if it is past life image, even if it's a symbol, you can wrap love around that image. You can cause it to smile. You can bring it to harmony, bring it to peace. Many of you now may feel the heart chakra open, and as the heart chakra becomes engaged, we are allowing that energy to clear. We are not clearing it per se out of the energy body. What we are doing is we are assisting you to raise the frequency around that outer physical manifestation. As you do that, your guides are giving you a new image by which to replace the energy of the previous. This is a practice that you may do over and over again. You may call on your guides to assist, and we have been pleased to create the energy by which to assimilate this transformation.
How does one recognize the cause of their anxiety?
Yes, we are pleased. Okay, I'm getting Thomas for this answer. The energy of anxiety, my friend, is only a lower vibrational manifestation by which you are assimilating fear into your physical world. The anxiety that you hold oftentimes as a human being is not related to any one specific place, thing, or person. That is because you must understand that your physical world and your earthbound planetary being has been placed within a lower vibrational frequency, and that lower vibrational frequency is always affecting your own. So, those who are not facing fearful situations within their physical reality are still holding an aspect of that energy as a part of their being. This becomes a collective, integral part of your emotional body and your emotional frequency as well. Many who are feeling anxiety are also accessing energies that are unnatural to the physical form, and we want to give some examples of that. Many of you are light workers who come with a highly expanded and highly empathic and sensitive human structure, especially those that are holding higher DNA genetics. As such, you are constantly, we would say, attacked or bombarded by unnatural frequencies, whether those be radio frequencies, whether those be chemical frequencies, whether those be telepathic frequencies. So many light workers in this time would feel they should shield their energy body from these frequencies. And we would say protection is not where we are headed with this message. What we would say is bringing in tools or practices by which you can rid yourself of these lower vibrations. Some examples would be the higher vibration of music or sound, crystalline structures that emit high frequencies of energy. We would say natural oils and natural foods that are inherent or equivalent to nature would also assist. So those that, and I feel like this answer is coming very specific to the person who asked it, I feel like there is a lot of intense energies in your living circumstance, meaning there is a high vibratory rate of speed that is unnatural to your environment. So please be careful with making sure that electronics, Wi-Fi, I get smart meters, I get microwaves, I get even towers, cell towers. These are all attributing factors to this frequency where we feel the anxiety is about what's going on in our physical world. Sometimes that emotion or that frequency of anxiety is actually being injected into our energy field from unnatural sources. So be sure as a light worker to look at both sides of the coin. Where are we holding our energy body of emotion, and how can we block ourselves from unnatural frequencies? When we say block ourselves, the best way to block yourself from unnatural frequencies is to raise your own, meaning bringing in more of nature, anything that is equivalent to nature, into your physical environment.
What do we do about making decisions regarding career, emotions, or financial issues?
Well, there are many, yes, that are accessing a integral time where the energies have been congruent to change. And as change is brought into the physical world, human beings are not assimilating this change very well because as transient souls who came here to be non-physical, they are forgetting the part of them that is wishing to move into the unknown and wishing to access more information about what they are here to do. So first we want to say regarding this question that the third dimensional constructs of career are now shifting and modifying and changing. We would say even the corporate structure on your planet must in fact move into a new energy. As such, many of the traditional jobs and careers that light workers have held in past years are not any longer available to them regarding the frequency that they hold. So when you are faced with a decision, and there are many paths in front of you, we would ask light workers to always remember where their attention should be placed in their dimensional reality regarding the third dimensional constructs that we have spoken of earlier versus bridging into the fourth or fifth dimension. But also, we want to bring back in the message from Mary regarding the mental body. And the mental body was never designed to make decisions for you. Those who are in a resistant state of energy or a resistant pattern of fear around decisions are using the mental body in order to construct energy. In essence, we would ask you, if you are faced with this type of dilemma, to allow your extrasensory ability to take the lead in how you are feeling emotion around each change or decision in your physical world. Only follow the emotion of excitement. Only follow the emotion of joy. Only follow the emotion of the highest resonant energy you wish to hold. If any of these paths in front of you feel dull, feel hopeless, feel as if they have fear wrapped around them, we would say that is the time to pause. That is the time to pause and go back into your meditative process by which you clear energies and begin to feel your way again. The reason we say this is that those emotions or those frequencies show up for you to guide you on your path. So if you are making any decision based on fear, you have to understand or equate that decision to a lower vibrational aspect of what your soul came here to be and to do. Always check in with the emotional body first.
We'd like to speak with the Council of Light, please. Could you give us a brief explanation of what the Council of Light is and what beings make up the Council?
We are pleased. The Council of Light is a body of extraterrestrial beings. We call ourselves a one consciousness who is 12th dimensional in nature, meaning those who are a part of this energy body have ascended through a consciousness of higher light and are beginning to form a one consciousness that is beneficial to all universal energies. As such, we are always accessing universal energies. We are always creating balance and harmony within the universal structure in order to assist the ascension of all beings. There are many beings and many races that make up this Council of Light. We would say that it would be difficult for us to name them outright because, in essence, they are a mixed genetic, and once they are within a 12th dimensional space, forming a one consciousness, it becomes a one DNA structure, meaning there is a one body, there is a one fabric of race that includes all. But we would say that all races are accepted into the Council of Light, and those who are part of their individual consciousness who have reached a potential to move into a 13th dimensional reality are brought into this council in order to represent that consciousness. There are Palladian beings, there are Lemurian beings, there are Greys, there are Lemurian hybrid entities, there are Syrian beings, there are also humanoid beings who are a part of this consciousness who have ascended past the earthly plane into other dimensional realities and are sitting with the council in order to assist. And this council is considered a one race, a one consciousness of 12th dimension.
We have some questions for the council. What are the most important things to focus on if one notices their emotions or vibrations are off?
The emotion and the vibration of the human race was a part of your DNA genetic strand as you were created in the likeness of a 12-strand DNA. As you were created in this 12-strand DNA, there was a history in which has been stolen from you, and that history is the reason why the emotional body steps forward as your creative body of magnitude. Meaning, as a one consciousness that is assembled as a unity force of light, it would not be necessary for your human self to manifest through the emotions. But because your DNA genetic has been changed from a 12-strand DNA to what now stands at varying levels of second to third strand DNA genetics in many humans, we would say that the emotional body has been relied upon as a separate entity within your fabric of energy in order to manifest. So it is important for human beings in this time to pay close attention to the emotion as a singular being. But in saying this, we ask you to realize that you have been given the misnomer that time is very linear on your planet. And this notion or this idea is the one reason or catalyst by which your vibration is consistently lowered. Let us explain. You feel as if you are singular and have a beginning and an end. you feel as if this is the only incarnation you have in which to live through your creative energy. This is not, in fact, the truth. As a matter of fact, my friends, you go on and on and on, and that linear time frame that you associate with that causes you so much pain and disharmony within your energy body is all a lie. You are accessing everything within your physical body right now that you need to ascend off this planet and beyond. Your timeline is energetic and it is eternal. And if there is one thing that we wish for human beings to understand and focus on in order to raise their frequency of the emotional body, it is that reality.
I've heard that there are starseeds, or people who have come to Earth in human body to assist with the ascension of Earth when appropriate, and when appropriate will be awakened. Is this true, and what does it mean? If true, what might be the timeline, and would they and others recognize them as such?
We would agree with this statement that there are many human beings upon your planet that hold a genetic code that is triggered by a various degree of solar energetic as well as planetary alignment that are here to assist. However, we wouldn't say that it is one specific race or one specific breed of humanoid genetic that holds this capacity. Because in essence, every human being holds a mix or a variety of different DNA genetics, and that code within that DNA genetic is triggered as well. So the starseeds that you speak of, we do want to explain because they do come here with an expanded energy body, meaning they are multidimensional in nature and they are telepathically exchanging information from your human planet into other dimensional realities. They are able to travel multidimensionally as well. And as their DNA genetic code is triggered, it will be in alignment with the Earth's readiness and the consciousness of the Earth being ready to begin to bring in the physical awareness of multidimensional consciousness to your reality. There is a timeline by which these beings are associated and are accessing within their frequency range. And they are also able to telepathically exchange information between each other. And we would say these beings are expanded in their information and their ability to access knowledge. Yes, so they are very privy to our history, and some are assimilating that history so that others are aware. It's almost as if there's a remembrance that is a part of the aspect of who they are, and they bring that remembrance back to Earth. So they are really here to facilitate that history and that remembrance when the time is correct.
With the new energies, what would help the emotional body transmute these energies on a daily basis? Can you recommend any rituals?
Yes, our most favorite ritual, we would say, that we love to see human beings access is their inner response to joyous activity. There must be an allowance within each human being's daily practice to access the most important part of their inner core that is related to joyous activity. That joyous activity does not need to be related to the mental body, nor does it have to be related to the mission. We would say that we find human beings work far too hard at their spiritual growth, when their spiritual growth could come so easy through their access of joyous energy. Take time to play. Take time to create. Take time to love. Take time to access what it is that your physical reality needs in order to begin to express your inner joy. That is all you must do, my friends, we would say, is bring that inner joy into your daily practice.
Mary Magdalene, please. As the father of a 13-year-old autistic Asperger's boy, I'm highly interested in your observations about the children with darkness around them. You describe the association with anger perfectly. My child can be gleeful and energetic when engaged in a preferred activity, but mercilessly violent and rude when not placated. Your advice to find inner equilibrium as a caretaker resonates strongly and has been the path I resort to just as a matter of my own well-being. I can say that it has impacted my relationship with my son favorably, but I don't know that he is incorporating any of this into his relationship with the world. If you are referring to children such as mine, can you elaborate on what we can expect to experience with them in the days and years to come?
Yes. There is a transition going on upon your planet, yes, and many children who have come forward, we have mentioned in previous messages, hold an extrasensory adaptation to a higher frequency, meaning they come here with a clearer and higher access to universal knowledge. The problem is that the planetary being that they are stepping onto is holding a lower density or lower frequency that is affecting that energy body. So the balance and the harmony that we say that we are hoping to find between these children and the older generations really must come from the acceptance of who they are. Now, you speak of this specific disease, and we would say that it is not really a disease. In essence, it is just a manifestation of a lower vibratory state. There is an inner chaos that occurs with many of these children because they are given the frequency of lower vibration through their energy field, and that frequency of lower vibration must manifest within their physical environment. Think of it this way: if you are to put a lower frequency within to your body, such as a food or a water that was tainted with a chemical, that energy must express, it must release from the body, and that is what is happening with the emotion. So when we speak of the lower vibratory emotions that are present upon your planet, such as anxiety, and we say that they are linked to unnatural sources of energy and a lower vibrational consciousness, you must realize that these children are affected far worse than many of the humans that came here with a lower strand of DNA genetic by these frequencies and by this unnatural situation. To curb the anger would be a difficult prescription for us to give, but what we would say is that bringing in natural sources of environment into the situation would be very helpful, especially artificial means of sound in this case in particular. There is a frequency of sound that this child or children such as this child are very sensitive to. And as that frequency of sound has been manipulated, it must be counteracted by base frequencies of natural Earth Gaia source, which is not a part of your current universal collective and the way that you are living within that collective framework. Access to artificial means of this sound would be, especially during these times of high anxiety or high anger, would be very helpful. I also feel as if there is an imbalance within the harmony of the physical body that is causing this emotional eruption. You must understand when we say that our manifestation is related to the emotional body is also what purges that karmic energy as well. So there must be a release of some sort. It is not that the release has to be destructive. So finding more creative releases of energy, finding ways to balance or harmonize the way in which that emotional body is released would be helpful. And in essence, where these children are going is really in teaching us the way to balance and harmonize our frequency. Because if we are to look to them as the ones in which hold the natural environment we wish to achieve, we would be far better off as a planetary being.
Could you conclude the session today, please?
Yes, we have been pleased to bring forward this energy into this space, and we are very pleased that there are many light workers who are accepting of the new energies and holding the congruent space for those who are not taking by free will the acceptance of the new alignment that we have spoken of today. We know that as those who are conduits of this energy, you are holding fast and true to instilling not only joy within your frequency, but allowing that joy to create the energy for others to do the same. And we are very grateful for your existence here.